for other people like you that have had the feedback of life experience, you need a tune-up. Can you talk about brain brightening that can help?
Sure. The kids aren't the only people that are having trouble. Seniors with understimulation end up slowing and having an early onset of decline, mild cognitive impairment, not dementia yet, but mild cognitive impairment, where things just aren't working quite like they should. Memory is not quite there as well as it could be. Damn, what was that name? What was that factoid? I know it. It's in there. It's on the tip of my tongue. I can't pull it out far enough to get to it. So those experiences of cognitive decline, mild cognitive impairment, can be shooed away with a little bit of training. You can speed up the background alpha slightly. You can get the alpha in the frontal lobe to be attenuated, so your frontal lobe is actually engaged in cognitive and emotional regulation, not affective, flatness. So we can tune things up very nicely, and the can't find the words anymore when you speed up the background alpha, all that goes away. Tom Budzinski, who's passed a few years ago now, did a very nice project called the Ponce de Leon Project. The project basically used seniors, and they did brain brightening to speed up their background alpha. The term brain brightening was coined by the seniors for their experience. If you take your alpha at 7, 8, and that's a little on the slow side, way on the slow side, and you're not going to be cognitively sharp, and you speed it up a couple of cycles a second so you're up in the normal alpha frequency range, your sampling rate has sped up. You have a higher resolution perception. So you walk outside and things are crisper. It's a higher resolution. It's like, going from, 2G to 5G. Suddenly you've got something other than a fuzzy picture out there. You've got crispness, and memory is just right there. Things you encoded at those frequencies are now available again. So the brain brightening that can be done is massively beneficial for cognitively impaired but not totally demented seniors. And gee, is there a market out there? One of the biggest growing markets out there, seniors. Del Webb Housing Developments, set up an office for brain brightening there, and you've got a non-ending clientele that all have disposable income.
So if you're going to have this clientele, how often are you doing this? Is it a one and done, 4 times a year? Like what? I know everybody's different, but people are going to ask the question they want to answer.
You're asking about a learning curve. Learning curve, learning theory, you mass your initial training, then you spread it out, and then you spread it way out like booster sessions. And so you do some more intense, maybe 3 a week for the first few weeks. After that, you drop it to 1 or 2 a week, and then every once in a while, just to come in and touch things up. And it works very, very nicely. We've seen a lot of people with brain brightening being done. Budzinski's study was replicated in a PhD dissertation with a control group. Christine Palmquist at Alliance University basically got her, I think it was an EDD or a PhD. I can't recall which one of those 2 degrees it was, but she did quantitative EEG measures to validate the speeding up of the background alpha frequencies and all of that.